So, Gina Carano has been fired from The Mandalorian. Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And, of course, comment down below. Tell me what your thoughts are, if you agree with it, if you disagree with it. And if you disagree with what we're going to talk about today, which is cancel culture. So, yeah, she got fired because her latest social media gaffe included comparing, Jews leading up to the Holocaust to conservatives, Republicans today being, let's use air quotes, quote, persecuted, end quote. You know, it's like that's her interpretation, that's her belief, and it's not just her belief. There's a lot of people on the right who believe that conservatives are being targeted, that conservatives are being persecuted, that believe the left woke mob is just targeting and canceling anybody that does not agree with them. And to start with, I am curious that this is the post that the Disney decided to, or Lucasfilm decided to fire her for. Because while it may be ridiculous to compare Jews during the lead up to the Holocaust, or at the outset of the Holocaust, to Republicans and conservatives today, I'm not like ridiculous and like something that like is targeting, just really out there, and not even out there, something that's really offensive. So I think you. So yeah, it's. I just didn't think. I think this was something they really could have said. Hey, what are you? Are you stupid? Like that's a ridiculous comparison. Get out there, explain that you that you made a ridiculous comparison and correct it. Because let me think from my perspective. If somebody was to make the comparison that being a member of a political party was equal to being a black person in the civil rights movement, I would say, yeah, it's ridiculous. I wouldn't necessarily think that I wouldn't say that the person is anti-black. I would just say they made a dumb statement that was over the top and not in touch with reality. That's what I would say. And that's what I would have assumed would have been the reaction. But then there's the question that if maybe this was just the last straw, the straw that broke the camel's back, in terms of she had been saying things and people didn't like it, and so Lucasfilm came down and hit her with the hammer. Boom, you're done. But that does bring up an interesting question. If so are you not allowed to say anything on social media? Because there are many celebrities, actors, athletes, whatever, that have social media platforms and routinely say things on there that rub people the wrong way. The question is, if she leaned left with her outspokenness, would she have been fired? And I don't think she would have, because it seems like if you're saying something that I now guess Hollywood culture agrees with generally, that you'll be praised even when it's something that's over the top, something that's ridiculous, or something that's even dangerous or potentially offensive. that Hollywood will then embrace you and treat you differently than if you say something like that and you're conservative. Because apparently that the overwhelming culture within Hollywood is a liberal one. So yeah, it's not surprising, and I get it. If you're conservative, you feel this is and and like I said, when you consider that if you're a liberal or lean left and say things like that, then it's not nobody's gonna bat an eye. And perfect case in point, Pedro Pascal, the actual lead of Mandalorian, also made a tweet comparing the Holocaust, Jews in the Holocaust. So he had a picture of Jews during the Holocaust and the kids at the border, kids being separated from their families and tossed in cages. And people are saying, "Hey, how you gonna fire her?" And you're praising him and leaving him in place when he made a similar comparison. So there definitely appears to be a double standard, and it's just it's the dominant culture within Hollywood reacting very quickly and negatively towards the non-dominant culture in Hollywood. But there's something I find interesting about this controversy and the people that are so up in arms right now. They're saying cancel culture is a problem. It's gone too far. It needs to be stopped. And just earlier this week, in fact, currently, there are people who are still, they're finding, as they find out that there's been some changes, they're less outraged. But many of these same people were outraged when Mark Cuban announced that the Dallas Mavericks would not be playing the national anthem at the beginning of their games. And they're like, "Oh, we don't want to see this. Oh, the NBA, nobody wants to see the NBA. If you can't love your country, if you're anti-American, like this is garbage." I saw Sean Spicer talking about how this anti-American, and I believe he was talking about cancel culture immediately before segueing to he was talking about how cancel culture needs to be stopped immediately before segueing to how the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban is un-American, and people that refuse to stand up for the flag and worship the sky cloth are un-American, and maybe they should just go to another country. It's like you can't make this stuff up. The complete and total utter lack of self-awareness. It's like you're in the same sentence. You can be decrying how cancel culture is such a bad thing and needs to be stopped, and then you engage in cancel culture. And I've seen I've seen Bernie Carrick in a tweet talking about how maybe we should use the on the right should use our own cancel culture and cancel people that don't want to salute the flag and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, but didn't you already do that? Like, you're doing it now. You did it to Kaepernick. You did it to anybody, any NFL player that decided to kneel. Y'all got up in arms and said, "Oh, we don't want to watch the NFL anymore. This is garbage. If y'all don't make them stand for the anthem, we're not gonna watch." Like, y'all are cancel culture. Stop crying. Here's the thing: if you want to end cancel culture, stop enforcing cancel culture. Like, you're part of the problem. In fact, you actually are the problem. You actually started the problem. Because we could go back to, and I did this in another video. I talked about Ludacris and Bill O'Reilly. You'll choose to be selectively amnesic, and you forget that Bill O'Reilly got Ludacris canceled because he didn't like what Ludacris was saying in his rap songs. It's not the first time either. You know, Dan Quayle wanted to cancel Murphy Brown because she was a single mother. Christian conservatives canceled Madonna and got her canceled from a Pepsi contract because they didn't like her song Like a Prayer. Like, this is not new. Y'all started cancel culture. So if you want to end cancel culture, you've got to cancel the cancel culture that you started. Start with yourselves. If you really hate cancel culture, then stop engaging in it. Hey, look in the mirror and say, you know what? maybe we shouldn't have been doing this. Like, now that when it comes back and hits us, now we realize, yeah, this isn't really cool. Maybe we should have just let people do what they want to do. If we, like, we don't have to make loud proclamations of, I'm not watching this unless you change. Like, just, if I don't want to watch it, I could just shut the fuck up and not watch it. That's it. You don't have to make these great pronouncements, call for widespread boycotts of anything you don't like. You could watch it. You could not watch it. That's your choice. But you're actually engaged in concerted campaigns to get people lose their contracts, to try to cancel television shows, to try to this is what y'all did. Yes, I'm speaking to you, conservatives, and y'all are still doing it. But then you're still on. Whenever it hits you, it's cancel culture. When you do it, like what? It's like Anthony Brian Logan was talking about it, and he was like, oh no, that's not saluting the flag and the national anthem isn't political. Like, do you know what political means, you moron? Clearly you don't, because that's exactly what it's. Absolutely political. The national anthem is political, pertaining to the government and or public policy. That's political. The national anthem, the flag of you, singing a song, praying to the skycloth of the United States government is political. That's political. But you're saying it doesn't belong to a political party. No, it is very political. It's absolutely the definition of political. But when it's something when something you agree with, then it's not cancel culture. When you're decrying something somebody's done and is doing that you agree with, it's not cancel culture. When you're the target, then all of a sudden it's cancel culture. You're not going to have it both ways. So either you say, you know what, we're cool with cancel culture because we want to control what other people do so much that we're willing to have our own livelihoods canceled when we say dumb stuff. Or you could say, you know what, maybe we should stop doing cancel culture. Maybe we should stop enforcing cancel culture. Maybe we should stop participating and initiating cancel culture, and then we can have the intellectual currency to say to the left, okay, y'all need to stop doing this as well. But right now, y'all don't have a leg to stand on. Stop it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. You want to cancel the Dallas Mavericks because they don't want to. They don't want to sing a song or pray to the skycloth, the magic skycloth. But then you're mad because but Gina Carano. Like, dudes, y'all gotta make up your minds. Y'all gotta stop flip flop because it's you can't say that cancel culture is only bad when it's content specific. So in other words, when it's related to conservative content, you can't say cancel culture is bad, and then when it's related to left-leaning content, you can't say cancel culture is good. You can't. If you want to decry cancel culture, if you want to stop cancel culture, you got to be content neutral. Say, listen, people, let's live and let live. Some people want to stand up and pledge allegiance. Let them do that where someplace else. If this particular business, if the Dallas Mavericks say, hey, we're not going to do it, then y'all need to say, okay. You don't need to be at the Dallas Maverick game pledging allegiance or singing the national anthem. You could do that at home before you get there. Like, you could wake up every morning and pray to the flag if you want to. That's your choice. That's your choice. You don't need to have somebody else do it, because that's basically what you're saying. You're mad that these basketball players aren't also praying to the cloth, praying to the flag, but you want them to. You're mad that they're not doing something you want to do. You can do it whenever you want to. You don't need them to do it. And so if you want people to be tolerant of your perspectives, of your lifestyle, of your ideology, you have to be tolerant to other people. Stop it. Grow the f*** up. Seriously. Like, because it's not that hard. This is not hard at all. This is not complicated. But it requires a modicum of self-awareness. Just a fraction. Just stop for a second and say, you know what? I think we've been using cancel culture. Maybe we should stop. Maybe before we demand that other people stop using cancel culture against us, we should stop using cancel culture against other people. Maybe. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, because I'm quite sure there will be a lot of people, a lot of conservatives who disagree with what I'm saying, and who will say, but this private company argument doesn't work because the left controls everything. They don't. But even if they did, when the conservatives were running the show, y'all had no problem enforcing your will and trying to impose your will on others. So once again, thanks again, and I will see you next time. I'll see you next time.